Hey guys, what's up? It's me. This is RWBY, Volume 6, Chapter 11, I think, because I think last one was 10. The Lady in the Shoe. So the Lady in the Shoe, according to you guys, is who Caroline Corvinus. I don't remember what her last name is. That's the last name from Underworld, so that's probably not it. Cordova is her last name. Is going at them essentially in a Gundam. So apparently there's like a huge fight with that, and there's music for it because I saw the song on YouTube. Besides that, I'm pretty much not spoiled. I just know that there's the song. I don't even remember the title of it. I just remember that it had her picture and it was new. I've gathered from the internet that Adam's mask gets ripped off. I don't know what's underneath, but I feel like I should state again what I thought might be underneath, because I thought last week that it was going to happen because with his costume change, the fact that it's just like a knotted bandana, that's coming off. I'm sorry. Like if you actively make the costume change to have it be like from a mask that's like cemented onto his face to like something that has a tie, it's gonna get ripped off. So I've been talking about this since I think Volume 3, and they've been hinting that they were going to remove his masks this season since RTX. Here's what I thought it was going to be under it. There's a couple things it could be. One, horrible scarring, either done by a parental unit who was like, stop trusting humans, or from humans themselves being assholes. Although I don't know why they would really do his face, considering his faunus trait is horns. It would make more sense for them to just like those off. Yeah, so scarring either like around that area or just kind of there, or he has a very distinct kind of eye trait. He has the Naruto Sharingan. That's the reason he wears the blindfold. Yeah, so basically just like a scar or very definitive mark, or I don't know, like a brand or something, because I have a feeling it's definitely something that humans have done to him. So that's my bet. I want to see Blake and Yang. I want to see my girls. My girls. Where are they? Let's go, lesbians. Let's go.
This is how the war begins.
Genlock trailer. Okay. Wait, what day is it? Oh man, Genlock's in 9 days. I'm gonna lose my freaking mind.
Shit.
Oh, I'm so excited for the show. I like the style. I say this every time, but I like the style of the show.
This is it. The union's making their play.
9 days. Just 9 days. So I guess like 7 days from when this is actually public. Like, I pulled an all-nighter 2 nights ago and, like, had a late night last night, and I was, like, exhausted before recording, and now I'm, like, just so full of anxiety that the coffee I had this morning was, like, activated. So I'm, like, fear. And then I saw some people saying that the way that Adam followed them, because I wasn't sure how he was doing that without them noticing, was that it wasn't that Blake and Yang were seeing, like, PTSD hallucinations, it was that he was following them, and that, he had been contacting Little Miss the Little Miss, I don't remember her last name, it starts with an M, about finding them. So that is probably how he found them. Does that make sense? I had actually completely forgotten about her. Oh, fuck off! Also, fair warning, there's gonna be a lot of language in this one. Because, I didn't see any spoilers on Twitter, but I saw, like, people vague tweeting their reactions to it. And I have words. Also, I saw Carrie tweet today that episode 69 of RWBY is The Lost Fable, which is really appropriate because it's just thirst. It's just Salem being a thought for a good chunk of it. I love these girls. I love this. I will never be over the use of smears in this show, at least for like capes and stuff. Like, it's just so pleasing. Okay, let's... There she be!
You're joking, right? You want to fight this thing?
We've fought giant monsters before. This is just a tiny old lady.
In a giant mech.
With one very big robot.
You little spider roaches thought you could creep your way into
Spider roaches.
Well, let's see how your resolve holds out against the might of the Elysian military.
Throw back to the Elysian Knights. Used for 3 seasons, then never again. Oh shit. What did it hit? Because it seemed like it impacted. Oh, okay.
So be it.
Hi, my name's Ruby Rose. I'm not letting you anywhere near Weiss. Yes! Throw back to the Lancer fight. Yeet! Nice! That was some graceful ass earthbending. That's just like a nice model for that.
We need to figure out how to stop Cordovan and protect the airship until we do.
Then let's give her more targets to focus on.
You mean us, don't you?
Look at that thing. It's not designed for small enemies. It's probably meant for giant Grimm that come in from deeper waters.
No, it's meant for large groups of people and enemies, airships.
Have to be smart.
Maria, can you keep the ship out of harm's way?
Well, they can take my driver's license, but I won't let them take the ship.
Very reassuring.
I love her.
If I go with her. From up high, I can try to spot a weakness.
He's not the only one who can grab a bird's eye view.
You said you needed me on the ground? Not exactly.
Oh no. We're gonna put her in a tree again. Or just hopping around in the air. Why isn't she going around them? Yes! Really? Not even bulletproof glass? So she just has a grudge against RWBY is what I'm getting here. Also, it's... Yes. She's having so much fun with this. Jean, you still don't have a... Jean, you still don't have a ranged weapon.
Surely you knew Atlas was the father of hard life dust. Or do lesser kingdoms simply lack proper education?
Well, not every kingdom's trying to suck their science department's dick, frankly. So we... Oh, so it just is spawning...
Cordo just activated shields. I saw that. We need to find whatever's generating it.
This is giving me...
Video games, the weak spot's usually on the back of the giant boss. I'm just trying to... Look out!
Oh, no! You are lower than I.
What was that?
Until the shield's down, we're gonna have to get up close and personal with this thing.
You scratched my back.
It's easier said than done.
Waste and I are on it. Hold on.
Is it bad that I want her to shout, back, like throw back to volume 2, their combat spot
That's it.
when she reloads the chain's dress?
No!
That's a really well animated plume of water. Yes! Oh! Carve that baby like a pumpkin, bitch! I also like that they're doing the more jagged dust. Run up, run up, run up! Yeah! Good job on that scene, whoever did that run. It really shows the weight. Or like, the resistance. Did I stub your toe? That's so... Grab on, grab on, grab on!
What if I hadn't caught you? I knew you would.
I love those two. I thought Ren's just dead-ass rock climbing. No. Oh.
What'd you find?
He's a scout.
Well, all right then.
I like this musical piece. It's a nice combination of Mirror Mirror and Red Like Roses. So are they like officially dating or not? I need to know these things. What is the weight of an unladen lancer? Did he just... Nice. Look at you learning how to use your aura. Rip the Lancer. Landing strategies. Come on, people.
This is what happens when you think you know better than those rightfully in charge.
I mean, that was literally the first 3 volumes. Yeah, because aren't those... Shouldn't those be equipped with guns if they're used to coming across Airborne Grim? Even if they're small. Come on, Ruby, you've gotten out of worse situations than this. If she pulls in the handle of her scythe... Nerf darts! Fireworks? Yeah, but Ruby, if you start to pull on your handle, you can use it to climb back up. And now we cut. Ooh, I love these fighting styles. That's a lot of cuts, though. Nice. Don't grind your blades together. I love that even that just you can see his emotion in his fighting.
Can you do anything besides run?
Yes, she can kick your ass. Landing strategies. Rip her. Oh! Yeet! Why is she so pretty? Ooh. I see your shot. I see your layouts paralleling the battle. Did she just shoot? Ah, yes, I love the sideways fights. The horizontal fight. Ooh, you got a black eye. I mean, your aura. Oof.
You're delusional.
Yeah. Oh. No! That's a nice sword, you bitch.
People hurt me long before we met. All sorts of people in all sorts of ways. But no one hurt me quite like you.
Fuck off.
You didn't leave scars.
Hi, Gaara.
You just left me alone. So, tell me, Blake, how does it feel to be alone?
Say it. I know it's corny, but say it.
I'm not alone.
Yes! Yeet! Oh shit! Ripped your bike, but fuck yeah!
Yang! It's okay. Catch your breath for a second. I could hold him off.
She's right, Blake. It's okay. We have unfinished business.
I heard that armed and ready, by the way. Come on! Oh, that was well done. He's literally throwing everything. He's not holding back, but he's gonna run out of ammunition. Hatred's a powerful emotion to run off of. But at least Yang knows how to control hers slightly. Oh, she's doing faster attacks. And more leg-based.
His semblance is like yours. He absorbs energy through his sword, stores it up, and then sends it back when he's ready. He gets to dish out damage without having to feel it.
Bitch.
That's just cheap.
Yes! She's learned from Blake. Ooh. Yep. Coward.
Leave us alone. This is your last chance.
Do you really believe that? Or are you just trying to scare me away so you won't have to die trying to protect her?
Yes.
She's not protecting me, Adam. And I'm not protecting her. We're protecting each other.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know I'm making like the world's stupidest face right now, but I can't help it. Oh, okay. So I'm glad that that didn't end up in disaster like I was kind of worried it was going to end up in. I was kind of worried that it was going to go all freaking like someone gets hurt, or Yang and Blake start fighting partway through, or Yang starts having a panic attack, which she kind of is, but like she's doing the fun kind of panic attack where you can actually stay functioning, but you know, you're still panicking on the inside, and as soon as it's over, you're just gonna collapse because you internalized a panic attack, and you're exhausted as a result. But I don't even have like words. Just that played out so much like how I wanted it to. Like, I know I was talking last week about how I want Adam to die, and like he's not dead here, unfortunately, but it was so similar to like how I imagined, like even the layout was like how I had imagined it in my head, more or less, like almost down to the shot at times, and then some. I want to like get up and run around, but like I'm in a chair in a dorm room and I have to. Okay. 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 Calavera needs to chill, for starters. I also was kind of hoping she would yell inconceivable, because I feel like she's the kind of person who would use that, and also Princess Bride. I'm trying to think. I love that Ruby's like, you know, sometimes in a video game there's a weak spot, and I thought they're even just like, that's ridiculous, and then there was. That looked like, the design was really well done. Like, I know it was very clearly like Elysian technology. It had that aesthetic, but it also gave me Metroid vibes. I don't know what it was about it. Maybe it was the blue power core and just the structural lines of it, but it gave me Metroid vibes, which I very much appreciated. And I love the look that Ren and Crow just share, just like okay. And I love Nora. I love Nora, and I love her and Ren. And I wish that they would just, like, say explicitly in the show if they're dating or not. Because, like, it was hinted at, and it's been hinted at repeatedly. I'm still a little bit bitter out over the end of Volume 4. I still kind of feel like Ren should have, like, reached over and booped Nora and, like, said boop, because I feel like that would be enough to, like, kind of hint that they're, like, you know, doing a thing. Look at Jean using his semblance for once properly, consciously of it. So it looked like, yeah, he boosted Nora's long enough for them both to get essentially out of the way, but lightly hit and not, you know, get murdered, which is nice. So it's very handy to have, like, he's just like an extra charge battery, basically. He's an external battery for their iPhones of life. I'm trying to think. I liked that they were using the environment. Again, I know I say this all the time, but environmental-based fights are my favorite, and I like how they use the dust in this. I like that it's all very jagged. They very clearly were using kind of the same shape for it, but with how many effects they had to do in this fight, I'm not really surprised. I think we all know that Maria and Oscar are totally fine, even if they were nearly hit. I have a feeling that maybe Oscar unlocked his semblance or something, and that was some fun doohickery that happened. I still love how, like, half the people in Argus are just, like, minding around their business. Like, I realize that people nearby are watching what's happening probably, but, like, they must have felt, like, the whole area shake with that mountain opening up. So I guess a lot of them just went, meh, and went back to work, which I guess that's fair. If something like that happened in San Francisco, that might actually happen. They would just go, meh. I'm trying to, like, think before I, like, move on. I don't even need, like, the extra coffee I got. I am wired, I am pumped, I am ready to fucking go. Rip Blake's jacket, but also, okay, so here's the thing about that. One, that's a cool shot. Two, symbolism. Not to be like a 9th grade English teacher, but the symbolism, because I brought this up before when they showed us the Volume 4 outfits. Blake's outfit, her newer one, is a shadow of Adam's older one. Like, she's taken elements of Adam and done them in a completely, like, almost reverse color scheme. Like, all the bits that were black are now white. So she has that kind of parallel to him. And also, Yang's outfit had the same parallels with, like, her, I don't want to call them chaps, but I guess they are, like, her ass flaps, like her ass cape. Just those panels that she wears on a belt that she took off in the fight during Volume 5? Volume 5? Yeah, Volume 5. Like, she had that parallel, so the fact that she threw, like, it was a callback to Adam. It was a callback to the White Fang and her history and what she was running from. And so having that be sliced up, like, her throwing that back at him to be like, I don't need this, I don't want this, like, throwing it back at and having it get slashed and ruined, and her emerging from it, like, from where it rested in the dust, like, one, visually pleasing shot. Two, the symbolism was probably unintentional, and I'm probably reading too much into it, but I enjoyed it if it was intentional. If it was intentional, hell fucking yeah. If it wasn't, hell yeah. It was still a cool shot. Adam's a whiny piss baby. Yeah, he's just a whiny piss baby. Like, as someone who's dealt with my fair number of creepy boys and stalkers, he's a piss baby. Like, and that's the whole thing. It's like, people hurt me long before you showed up, but it's like, you didn't leave scars, but you still hurt me deep. That is the most manipulative bullshit. That is bullshit. He's just making excuses for himself. Everything he yelled at her, he's yelling at himself. Like, to Adam, Blake is just the embodiment of everything in his life that he was never able to control, and everything that he views about himself as a disaster. He is just projecting. He is projecting like a bitch onto her. So, like, he's attacking her partially because, oh, boo-hoo, Blake, you left me, how could you? And partially because, oh, I'm a possessive asshole, I don't want you to love anyone else. But it's mostly just because you're the embodiment of my failures, you need to be destroyed so I can move past that and become a mortal god almighty, whatever the fuck god complex this bitch Loki has. Man, I can't believe Gaara had, like, a second arc after the end of Naruto. Like, damn. I didn't realize that happened in Boruto. Jesus. I kind of saw it coming with the thing on his eye. It was gonna be pretty apparent that, like, humans had done it. And it would make sense for the masks during the Grim raids, like why he was one of the first ones to do it, because like you would be able to spot him far away. Like if you were attacked by the White Fang and like they weren't going out of their way to kill people, you'd be like, yeah, that guy's a criminal because has a very distinct sign. Also, I was thinking about this the other day. I imagine that like they may not have even had like eye controls for his rig until like this point, because at this point you didn't need it. So I like to imagine that like if he did have an eye control, it was just like not in use. It was either staring blankly ahead the whole time, or it was like set in a certain location. So like whenever you moved his head, every single scene with him in it, his eyes are just like fucking wherever doing who knows what, like they tend to do in Maya. His eye had shark face vibes, but that's also because I'm kind of in an RWBY mood. But yeah, he just... I'm gonna do this so I can end on like a happy note. I saw a lot of people saying on Twitter that they sympathized with Adam after seeing what happened. Like, some people were saying like, oh, you know, this makes me feel bad for him. Like, I used to think he was just a selfish asshole, and then it was all this. It's like, he's still a selfish asshole. Like, no matter what his reason, the things he did were terrible. No matter what happened to him in the past, he's still a fucking terrorist. He's still an abusive ex. Like, no amount of backstory will change that. Like, in the words of everyone's favorite Bradley Cooper voiced raccoon, cool motive, still murder. Like, wait, no, that's Brooklyn Nine-Nine. That shows where my brain is. But like, it's no excuse. It's no excuse. Yeah, it's fucked up what happened to him. Yeah, that fucks you up in the head a lot. But that is no excuse for what happened. And it's like, yeah, you understand his actions, but that doesn't mean you should, like, empathize with him. Like, background aside, he's still a terrorist. He's still an abusive person. He still amputated Yang's arm and stabbed Blake and has been chasing Blake to the ends of the world and literally taught her, conditioned her to believe that she was worth nothing and that she could never go near people again. Like, yeah, he had something really fucked up to happen to him, but what he did to others was worse. Like, there's no justification for that. Like, as someone who has been on the receiving end of that kind of relationship, like, I understand why my abuser did the things that she did. I understand why she did them. I understand why she felt she needed to do them. I understood the reason for them. That doesn't mean that I empathize with her, or like, that doesn't mean I'm like, oh, okay, I understand why you're doing this. It's like, no, you fucked up, dude. You fucked up. You're fucked up. Like, no matter backstory will change that. So it's just, it was really kind of frustrating seeing all that, and I got really bitter, because it's like, it's that kind of mentality that kind of gives people who do tend to be more abusive, like, platforms where it's like, oh, well, they had this reason for it. It's like why I hate 50 Shades of Grey. Well, one of the many reasons why I hate it, because it's like, oh, well, Christian Grey has this fucked up backstory. That's why he's all possessive. It's like, it's still fucking abuse, Sharon. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Like, ugh. But anyway, that was way shorter than I was expecting, but that's partially because I'm so excited to talk about my girls! Fuck yes! Fuck yes! Fuck yes! RIP headphone users. Just, okay. I love Yang's fight there. I love that she doesn't say almost anything. It's just that she's so quiet for this, because she's usually kind of doing banter and stuff, but she's so dead focused. It is taking all of her concentration not to lose it. It's taking all of her concentration to focus on Blake and keep her safe. And I love that Blake hears it. And like, cause you see her before it, like she looks like she's like, I'm gonna fucking die here. And then she hears Yang's bite with her cat ears that we now get to see, that we can use to show extra emotion with her, and I love it. And she starts fighting again. And I love it. And I love that Yang deadass just rides fucking Bumblebee off the cliff. And I will not let this go unmentioned. Can we appreciate the fact that Blake's ex-boyfriend was fucking rammed by a motorcycle that has their ship name? Can we just take a moment to Thank you! Thank you! Goddamn fucking Adam Taurus is hit right in his torso. The wheel went into his groin. He was fucking nut-shotted by the bike Bumblebee. And then his jealous fucking face, every single time that he sees Yang and Blake together, just standing there, you can see his face, he's just like, ugh, disgusting. How could she love anyone else besides me? It's like, you dumb fucking bitch! Did you really think that cutting off Yang's arm was gonna make Blake not fucking love her? I mean, you're not wrong. Like, I realized that he was doing it to hurt Blake. I realized he wasn't going, like, deliberately, like, if I cut off Yang's arm, Blake will love me again. Like, I realized he was like, I need to hurt this person so that Blake runs back to me. But, like, can we just take a moment to appreciate that fact? That the fucking motorcycle hit him in the fucking just... Words cannot express how happy that makes me. Especially because when the song Bumblebee came out, there was all that shit where people were like, it's about Yang's bike. It's like, yes, Yang wants to take her bike to a garden where only she and her bike know exists. And they want to sit there with the flowers and the birds and the bees, enjoying the solace in each other's company. Yang wants to fuck her bike. Like, there were so many people who were like, this song's about her bike. It's like, motherfucker! Like... That's my roommate dying. No, you're valid, the episode's over, you're good. I'm just like, people were like, yeah, Yang wants to fuck her bike. It's like their team name. Their partnership name is Bumblebee. The bike's name is Bumblebee. The song is about really, really fucking flirty ass, like, it is the softest, fluffiest shit you can find on, like, fanfiction.net. And then we get to this point where it's like, where everyone's like, okay, there's the people who are like, yeah, Bumblebee's probably gonna happen, and the people who are like, I stand Bumblebee, the people who are like, excuse you, Blake is heterosexual, Yang is heterosexual. How dare you bring lesbians into my canon anime content? And then this shit happens. I literally feel like I can just go run a fucking marathon. I need to go back and post more Blake photos, because I think I still have some of my photo shoot. Also, I'm gonna be real bi for a second here. I'm gonna be real bi. Blake, though. Like, when I draw attractive women, I always draw them, like, in tank top crop tops, like, usually with, like, a turtleneck and, like a turtleneck halter crop top. And that was basically what she was in, just that and jeans and boots, and I'm like, and she was fighting on top of it, and I'm sitting here like, I would literally pay you money to kill me. I would pay you money to fucking stab me. Like, my heart can't take that, guys. Whew. Also, it makes me happy because the Blake coat that I made back when they first gave the announcements for Volume 4 is kind of garbage. I didn't hem it. I didn't know how to sew that well at the time still. So the jacket part is gross. The top is fine. The pants are fine. The boots are fine. The jacket's kind of gross, but now I have an excuse not to wear that giant-ass trench coat in the summer in Austin at RTX. So, winning. But, like, that was literally everything I wanted from that scene. Like, I had gone in, I was expecting it to be like Yang would show up and just be like, fuck, this is the guy who cut off my arm. And Blake would be like, fuck, that's the guy who cut off her arm. And for it just to be a total disaster, but it wasn't. Because, like, yeah, I love the fight. The fight between them is so good, because you can see how Adam moves. Every single fight is done out of desperation. It is every single emotion is shown in his fight. That is entirely how he fights. There's technique, sure, but it's not technique that he's actively thinking about. He's just lashing out time and time and time and time again. That is all he is. He is nothing but raw emotion lashing out like raw electricity. And Blake's doing her best to counter it, and you can see when she gets into her groove, and when you're thrown off of that, when he threw off the Emperor's groove, she just, like, she lost it. It's like, it's when now you're throwing her off a rhythm. She missed a beat. I can keep going with the jokes, but I should get back to my point here. Like, she was like, shit, I fucked up. We're no longer in a tree area where I can use my clones and my agility that frequently, because they were literally on just a strip of land. They were on a catwalk. I can't stop, I'm sorry. And she was like, okay, there's not really, like, she couldn't use her clones to get far enough away to get back to the tree line. She couldn't pull it over there. Also, I'm really sad about Gamble Shroud. I forgot about that for a second. I'm really sad about Gamble Shroud. So, like, most people don't remember the names of the RWBY weapons anymore. Like, apparently all the people who work on the crew don't remember the names of the RWBY weapons. Like, they'll name them, and it's like, wait, what's this folder that's called Myrtnister? And it's like, that's Weiss's sword. It's like, why isn't it labeled Weiss's sword? It's like, because it has a name. But I love Gamble Shroud. Gamble Shroud's one of my favorite weapons. It's like tied with Pyrrha's weapon for my favorite weapon in RWBY because it's just so badass and like, God, I want a functioning one. And like, I guess the gun part still works, but like, it's just a gun now. It's not a gun sword. It's just a gun. That's not fun. It's not also a gun. It's just a gun. And like, I know she's gonna get it fixed, but like, she also still has like her other sword, but like, that's her thing. She does 2 swords. There's a Japanese word. I don't remember what it is, but the word for bisexual in Japanese, if I remember correctly, is also the word for dual wielding, which is just Blake in a nutshell. I felt the need to share that. It's not related to anything, but I wanted to impart that piece of information upon you. But, and then after the motorcycle bit, because I can literally go on about that, just saying the same like 5 words for the next hour and a half, but I won't do that because I have to do things, and this would be the world's longest video. And this is coming from someone who put out like a 90-minute video once. But like, Yang isn't making quips. She's not being snarky. She is there to support and defend. And I love that he's like, oh, it's like, you can't protect her, blah, 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 doing his thing, trying to push Blake's buttons. But, like, it's not gonna work anymore. He already pushed them once. Like, it's not like they pop back up after, like, 1 use. Like, they stay down. You have, like... It was a nice moment, because there was that moment earlier where it's like, I'll protect you this time. And Yang's just like, fuck off. I don't fucking need protection. Just leave that alone. I'm not wounded. I'm not, like... I'm not lesser than I was before. And so to have this scene where it's like, you can't protect her, it's like, I'm not protecting her, and she's not protecting me. We're protecting each other. Like, what? The only thing that bugged me about that, besides it was kind of predictable, was that, like, I understand the sentimentality of it, but it's like, she just said that it's just another way of saying that they are protecting. Like, the phrase, like, I'm not protecting her, and she's not protecting me, we're protecting each other, but that the fact that you are protecting each other means that you are protecting her and she is protecting you. So it's kind of contradictory, literally speaking, but I understand the sentiment, and the sentiment makes me happy. So that just kind of bugged me from like a writing standpoint. The dialogue was a little bit predictable in this episode, for a lot of it, just because it'd be like that sometimes, but like the focus wasn't the dialogue in this scene. The focus for the scene was the Gundam fight, and the focus for the scene was Adam versus Blake part 3 Redux, I guess, because they've done that a lot. And I love that it always ends up with them sword to sword like that, which is probably why Adam cut her blade there, so that she can't keep doing that, because like that happened in Volume 3, and that happened last episode, and I'm pretty sure that happened in Volume 4. Pretty sure that happened in Volume 4. What was it? No, that happened in Volume 5, I'm pretty sure. And then it happened in this episode, so it's happened a lot, so I'm pretty sure that was just like, stop blocking my sword. I was about to say cock blocking me, but it's kind of both. Blocking both swords. And I'm glad y'all find me hilarious. It's reassuring, because I'm normally here alone making these jokes to an empty room, so I'm like, gosh, I hope I'm funny. Yay! I'm entertaining! But like, so I understand that's why, but also just like, from someone who watches a lot of fights, like, I'm a sucker for that, like, sword against sword, like, grinding the blade against each other, like, snarling at each other, like, the really intense lines was like, how could you do, like, I'm a sucker for that. But, like, from a technical standpoint, just kick them in the dick. Or, like, kick them in the nether region, because whether it's a dick or not, it's gonna hurt. And, like, I said that last video, and a lot of people in the comments were saying that you sacrifice your footing. It's like, yeah, you'd sacrifice your footing, but you would remove the oppressing force from you, so that wouldn't matter as much, I guess? So there was a couple situations, like, in this, like, that moment in this fight, but also in the fight with the Gundam, which is just what I'm gonna call it now, that bugged me a little bit, and it was just things like that, like when RWBY missed the cliff Like, I know that feeling well. That feels exactly like in Legend of Zelda when you use Rivali's Gale to get, like, up somewhere and then you just barely miss it with the paraglider. Like, I know that feeling. But I also feel like she should have been able to make it. And then she caught herself, and I feel like she's gotten out of situations like that before. Because she does often kind of end up hanging from her side like that. I think that's, like, the 3rd or 4th time that that's happened. So I feel like she could have gotten back up, either by, like, swinging and building up momentum and just kind of... I feel like she could have gotten back up. Like, I feel like she wouldn't have to dangle there. So I feel like that was just kind of like... For plot reasons, RWBY will hang here. So that bugged me a little bit. I'm still not used to Oscar's new outfit. Like, I love my precious farm boy, and now he's in, like, this tailored coat, and it's, like... School professor with a dash of farm boy, which I realize now sounds like a iPhone dating game character, but it's just, and I love Maria. I love Maria. Just like, they can take my driver's license, but they can't take this plane. Like, does she understand? Does she understand that sometimes the things you say have consequences, like ramping up the anxiety of literally everyone in the region? That being said, I love her. She is, like, on my list of, like, old people. Like, I had 2 people, or now it's 3. I have, like, a list of now 3 people that are, like, my goals for when I'm a cranky old lady. Those 3 people are, old Lady Katara from Legend of Korra, Uncle Iroh from Avatar Last Airbender, because I'm predictable, and honestly, probably Maria a little bit, just because she's, like, you hear that? That's the sound of me not caring! Like, I love her. She gives 0 shits. She's the embodiment of, what are you gonna do? I'm old. Like, I'm gonna die in a couple years anyway. Come at me. Like, I love that mentality. But more than that, I love Blick and Yang. I love them. They're dating. Oh god, if they do the thing that, like, shows do, where, like, they have like this moment of solidarity against Adam, where they face him down, hands clasped, Twitches style, like, if they have that moment, and then the next episode, it's just like, hey, we haven't talked about that, like, they just don't talk about it, and they're both awkward, because there's, like, that tension that something happened, but they aren't addressing it, because they're both too afraid to, and it's, like, that nervous energy that always happens. I'm gonna be, like, I'm in for that slow burn here already. I'm already invested in that slow burn, but, like, I don't think my heart can take it. Like, that might happen. I'm not gonna make any guesses on whether or not it's gonna happen. Like, I feel like it might happen, but at the same time, I also felt like this confrontation would go poorly for Yang, and it sure didn't. So who knows, maybe we'll keep making wild speculations and things will just go really well. But, so, that makes me happy. But also, like, so he left. Because it's... Well, did he leave? I don't remember. Because we didn't really... It seemed like he left. So, like, he's gonna show up. There was no way this was gonna be, like, his final showdown. It's possible this is the last season for Adam. I doubt it. I think he might be around for one more. I think he might be around for Volume 7. But, because it feels like his arc is coming to an end. It really does. Like, there's not really anywhere else for him to go. Like, he had already sunk to the bottom. Like, we saw that scuba dive descent during the Adam trailer, and then over the course of, like, the Blake trailer and volumes 1 through 3, we saw him take a pickaxe and start digging, and then volume 5 and 6 is basically just he's taking a jackhammer and just going to town. This is the movie The Core. He's trying to reach the center of the earth at this point, like Brendan fucking Fraser. Like, there's not really many places for his character to go at this point. So I feel like he's nearing his time at an end. Ooh, I thought of a good line. So, like, because they're not gonna kill him. They don't kill people. That's not who they are. They're like 18-year-olds. Like, I realize the world's kind of in a mess right now, but I don't think they'd kill anyone. I don't think Blake wouldn't do that. She wouldn't stoop to that level, and she's made that perfectly clear. Like, despite everything, she and Yang are like, this is your last chance to walk away. Like, they know that he's not worth that. They know he's not worth their energy and their fear, that he's just worthless to them. So I feel like he'd go to jail, and it'd be such an interesting line of, like, well, there's no, like, they wouldn't say, like, there's no chance of him getting out because, you know, knock on, like, they would just jinx it, but it's like, he exchanged one set of numbers for another. So I think that'd be an interesting scene. but I hope he rots in hell. But I hope he has a horrible existence until he gets there. And I wanna draw that shot, and I wanna see the boards for when they hold hands, cause that was fucking gay. I'm very pleased. I'm getting hoarse, like my voice is already like, I love. And then Ruby and Weiss, like, that was, like, the perfect example of why I enjoy their partnership. Like, I like watching Blake and Yang's partnership more because there is that more emotional weight to it. There is that shared baggage and shared grief over Adam and over running. Like, Blake is someone who always ran from her problems, where Yang was always being run from. Like, she has abandonment issues hardcore, and then Blake runs away from everything. So they foil each other very nicely in that sense. And, like, they have that emotional depth that we've now seen many, many times. Whereas we don't really get to see that emotional depth with Ruby and Weiss that much. We never see Weiss be like, man, I wish I had that relationship that you have with your father. Like, man, I wish my father loved me kind of dynamic. Like, I kind of wish that they had more of that. But we did get to see in this episode why I love, like, their partnership. Because it's fun. Weiss doesn't seem like she ever got the chance to, like, have fun and be a kid and be a teenager growing up. Like, her family dynamic does not allow for it at all. And so, like, that's what she gets from Ruby. That's what they get from their relationship, is lots of having fun and, like, being able to goof off and make jokes while they're in battle. Like, Islet's like, what were you gonna do if I wasn't here to catch you? It's like, I knew you'd catch me. But, like, it was a nice feeling. And I love that they basically just ice skated towards the thing. Like, they fall from the sky, and Weiss is like, here, let me just make you a snowboarding ramp for your entire fucking body, and it works! And it was fucking awesome! So that was good, and I love those kids. I love my girls! I love my girls! They're just... I'm like a proud mother of 4 teenage girls who are only, like, 2 years younger than me. But... I'm excited to see what comes next. I'm a little, like, concerned because this doesn't feel like the end of the season. Like, I feel like the season's probably gonna end with, like, some Adam ending stuff. Like, I feel like that'll probably be the ending. It won't be, like, a huge cliffhanger ending. I feel like it'll kind of be like the ending of Volume 2, where it was like, here's a battle, here is an end. It's like a pause more than it's like a cliffhanger. Because, like, Volume 3, cliffhanger. Volume 1, I'm trying to remember what happened at the end. I know we had, like, the Cinder tease. But, I feel like it's gonna be, like, it'll be, like, a more gentle stop than, like, than an instant end like that. But I feel like the season will probably end with the conclusion of Adam's arc, and thus the conclusion of Blake's arc involving him, and we'll move into her arc of recovery, which will very nicely parallel Yang's arc of recovery, because she fucking needs one. She needs a therapist, and probably antidepressants, and a hug, honestly, and a girlfriend, but, you know. So I'm trying to see where that goes, but, like, this is episode 11. We only have at least one more episode, if not, like, 2. So like, it's pretty clear that the end of the season's gonna be the end of Adam, and then all of them getting aboard the ship to get to Atlas and leave Argus. That's pretty clearly gonna be the end, but the season went by fast. Like, just the tone of this episode didn't feel like the finale, or, like, not like a finale, like it was toward the finale. Like, the stakes weren't quite as high as they normally are. Like, it feels like Volume 2 in that respect. So it feels like it's more like episode 8 of the season, but I also have no sense of time because I've been awake for too long. So that's also probably part of it. I'm gonna stop talking because I've been talking for a while and I'm almost at 50 minutes, and just, that was good. I want to watch that fight again. I want to watch that fight in slow motion. I love their 2D effect cards. I love them so much. I want to learn how to use them. I want to learn how to make them, because once I do that, I'm just going to use them all the fucking time, because they're so nice, and I love I love Blake's fighting style. It's so good. It's so visually appealing, and it calls me out on my love of dual wielding. Just, it's so creative and interesting, and it uses her environment and reflects her character so well, and I love that fighting animation. And, like, they had a lot of cuts in the beginning, which made me a little bit nervous for how the fight was gonna go, because a lot of fights, especially in live action fights nowadays, they're all cuts. They're all cuts. I couldn't watch, like, anything, because it was just cut. It's like, what the fuck is happening? I can't tell, there are too many cuts, but like, there were some in the beginning which made me a little bit nervous, but like, that last part was all, like, it was that horizontal shot, which is very classic RWBY. And there weren't too many cuts with it, which made me very happy. So it was nice to get that really showcase of the animation, because that's what that part was. That was a showcase of their fight animation. And it was so nice, and I want to know who did that shot, because motherfucker, you are a champ. Also, all of RWBY's little actions, thank you. Like, they had the same feeling as, like, the first episode, like, her little things. Like, when she's just hanging there, just, hi. And when they do, like, the quick key jump with her mouth, so it just kind of pops. Like, I love how that looks. It's very anime, but it feels very RWBY, because RWBY herself is very anime, and RWBY as a show is anime. So, like, it makes sense, but that was a good episode. My throat is actually really starting to hurt, so I'm going to stop, but also, I just had a meme pop in my head, and I don't know how many of y'all watched Hannah Montana, because I realized that, like, I watched a lot of that show, but, like, I just realized that Yang throwing her motorcycle off the cliff, one, has RWBY vibes with the Warthog, but two, also has the same energy as that one Hannah Montana episode. It's like, and they threw Michaela off the stage with Adam. Like, the motorcycle hit him right in the dick! Like, awesome! Like, just... yeah.